It all comes down to tonight. Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Looking to the end zone for the win! Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see.
It's their time. A night to remember.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.
Can you feel it? The southern hemisphere rises. Thunderous velocity. Scorching power. International rivalries reignited. Feel the fire. The Autumn Nation Series. Every match live on TNT Sports.
Hello, darlings. Aunt Helga. Futuristic scooters, old school website. Relax, web upgrades, I own them. Better design, e-commerce and smart AI. Now you're fit for the future. I scoot off now. Your digital partner, Ionos.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now! Let's go.
So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this. With a corner knockdown. Still the undisputed champion of the world.
Fight Night, only on DAZN.
Well, a very good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Fight Week. It's Friday, so that means one thing and one thing only. It's not only one sleep to go, but it's always time for the official weigh-in as well. Tomorrow night, here in Manchester, live on DAZN, from the brand new Co-op Live, it is Stand on Business. Jack Catterall versus Regis Prograis. Here's a little reminder of what's at stake.
We'll get a shot at the World Championship.
Bar the world titles, this is the biggest fight in the division.
It's a big risk, but it's a big reward at the end of the day. So that's what they gave me. Cool, I'll take it.
Regis' style suits me. I think I can pick holes in him.
I'm the name of this fight, not him. This is my fight. We'll see how perfect my style is for him.
This turns into a dogfight. I'm there for it.
Oh, you want a dogfight? I'll show him a dogfight.
No matter what, I'm ready to dig deep, go to the trenches.
Devastating. That's what this fight gonna be. Devastating.
Well, that's a little reminder of what is at stake, of course, in your main event. But here's a reminder of what is coming up before that as well. 7 p.m, the live broadcast, one place to watch it all around the world. That's right here on DAZN. Rotherham's Junaid Bostan returns after his impressive stoppage win over Jack Martin in April. Olympic silver medalist Pat McCormack is also back on the hunt for some much-needed momentum after 15 months out against Williams. Herrera repeat or revenge? Some 31 weeks on from their first meeting, Campbell Hatton looks for redemption against Jimmy Joe Flint in what has turned into a very important fight in his young career. There's a cracking fight in the chief support to look forward to as well, between Reece Bellotti and Michael Gomez Jr., British and Commonwealth unified status on the line. And of course your main event, Jack Catterall and two-time world champion Regis Prograis takes centre stage under the Co-op live lights for the first time in a boxing ring. A world title surely awaits the winner. Before that, though, of course, it's Before the Bell, and that begins with the professional debut of Emily Whitworth. Joe McGrail also looks to move 11-0 in his third fight of 2020-24. 5-0, 4 KOs, carrying on family tradition rather nicely, isn't he? William Croller fights for the first time since being officially unveiled as a matchroom fighter, looking to extend his knockout run. And Liverpool's popular middleweight charge, now 4-0, Steve Clark meets Matthias Pavlovsky over 6. 9 fights, all coming your way tomorrow night right here on DAZN. Well, Jamie Ward, alongside me once again, former WBC World Cruiserweight King, Mr. Tony Bellew. Tony, good atmosphere in here for a Friday night. The atmosphere, the crowd are building nicely, and yesterday was fun. The press conference was entertaining. Right at the very last moment, Regis Prograis threw what can only be described as a bit of a curveball into the mix. The fire already burning brightly between these two, but that was a little bit of a spanner in the works, to say the least.
A curveball is an understatement, mate. He literally threw a petrol bomb in the middle of everyone. But listen, fair play to him. You know, he waited and bided his time. I don't really like it because personal messages should be personal messages and kept to personal people. But he didn't. He opened it up, a personal message to the whole audience, and it's not the right thing to do, if I'm being totally honest. But I understand why he done it, so fair play to him.
And Eddie said, look, the winner of this fight will fight for a world title next year. He likes the winner of Liam Parra and Richardson Hitchens against the winner of this fight. We don't like the analogy that careers on the line necessarily. It's used a lot, though, in this sport. But you have to say, the person who's unsuccessful tomorrow in the main event, it might be a difficult road back to this level.
I think more so for Regis, with Jack being undefeated and having solid wins over the likes of Josh Taylor. I think it's an easier comeback route for Regis. Last time out, obviously against Devin Haney, it's a long road back, especially to get to this kind of level. Because let's be honest, Jack Catterall is the uncrowned king. Jack Catterall, everybody knows what he's about. Everyone knows what level he's at, and he's flying high at the moment. So for Jack to suffer right now, it wouldn't be as devastating as it would for Regis, in my opinion.
Well, that is the main event. All the questions answered tomorrow right here on DAZN, and the good news just keeps on coming, doesn't it? For DAZN customers right now, this was announced yesterday, of course, at the press conference. Black Friday comes early with DAZN. Boxing fans can now save big in both the US and the UK for the first time ever. DAZN to offer 50% discount in the US and up to 33% discount in the UK, providing unmatched access to weekly boxing events and much more, with a commitment to featuring 1 fight per week until the end of 2024. Head over to DAZN.com for more information on that. And of course, that will culminate December 21st. The rematch, the Ring of Fire reignited. It doesn't get much bigger than it, does it? Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk 2 from Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. As you can see behind me, our very own Mr. David Diamante is standing by. Let's get today's weigh-in underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the National Football Club here in the fighting city of Manchester, England, for the official weigh-in of our big night of world-class professional boxing taking place at the Co-op Live on Saturday night. And it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored by Betfred, Stagefront, Everlast, Forged Irish Stout, Apu.com, Riyadh Season, and Drip. And of course, all the action will go out live around the world exclusively on DAZN. Ladies and gentlemen, what a fight card we have. We got 9 fights, 3 title fights, and at the top of the bill, it's a top-tier 10-stone title tilt, Jack Catterall versus Regis Prograis. So without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome the fighters up to the stage so they can face the scale and face each other. Our first contest, 4 rounds in the bantamweight division. Now making her way to the stage from Oika, Hungary, with a professional record, 1 victory against 2 defeats. Please welcome Sarah Orzagi.
Caddy.
And her opponent now making her way to the stage. Saturday night, she'll be making her much anticipated professional debut. Please welcome the European gold medalist, the 5-time national champion, the Team GB amateur standout, fighting out of Haywood, Lancashire, Emily Whitworth. Now to the scale, Sarah Orzaghi. 110, 14 ounces for Sarah Orzaghi. And now to the scale for the first time as a professional, Emily Whitworth. $117.9 for Emily Whitworth.
Five-time national champion. Been down at the Matchroom Gym in Essex sparring Maisie Rose Courtney for this camp. Big dreams now, turning over as a professional. 5 p.m. before the bell. The aim for this team, Kieran Farrow, as I mentioned, and Emily Whitworth, who's trained her through the amateurs, Tony, to go full circle and win world titles as professionals as well.
That's the plan. She has a really good team behind her. So, you know, the best of luck to them both.
Whitworth versus Orzaghi, 4 rounds, bantamweights, Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Manchester, England.
Certainly a great time for women's boxing right now. Perfect time to be turning over for Emily Whitworth. 4 2-minute rounds at bantamweight. That one raises the boxing curtain at the brand new Co-op Live tomorrow before the bell, 5 p.m. Whitworth versus Orzaghi. Joe McGrail also back in action, looking to move 11-0 in his 3rd fight of the calendar year against Lewis Morris over 8 featherweight rounds. Here is David.
Our next contest, 8 rounds in the featherweight division. Now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 8 victories against 2 defeats, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Walsall. Please welcome Lewis Stud Morris. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. Perfect professional record, 10-0, 5 knockouts, fighting out of Liverpool, Joe McGrail. Now to the scale, Lewis Morris. $128.12 for Lewis Morris. And now to the scale, the undefeated Scouser, Joe McGrail. $127.12 for Joe McGrail.
Of course, Joe McGrail, younger brother of Peter McGrail, who, as you'll know, has a monster fight December 21st in Saudi with Dennis McCann, the Everton Red Triangle Gym, alongside world champion Nick Ball, of course. Second 8-rounder for Joe. 3 of his last 4 ended inside the distance. Certainly finding his feet now as a young professional.
McGrail v. Morris, 8 rounds featherweights, Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Manchester, England.
They say success breeds success, Tony, but the Everton Red Triangle Gym is absolutely flying at the moment.
It is flying. They've got some fantastic fighters. As I say, the McGrail brothers, unbelievable talents. Peter the boxer and Joe, listen, loves a scrap. So it's they're totally different, but still really good, both of them.
We're also looking forward this weekend to the return of William Crawler. Here is David Diamante.
The weigh-in continues, ladies and gentlemen. We have a 6-round super welterweight bout. Now making his way to the stage with a professional record of 6 wins against 2 defeats. One of his wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Harrow. Please welcome Lorenzo Grasso. And now making his way to the stage, perfect professional record, 5-0 with 4 knockouts, fighting out of Manchester, England, William Crawler. Crawler. Now to the scale, Lorenzo Grasso. 155.11 for Grasso. Now to the scale, the undefeated Mancunian, William Crawler. 155.12 for William Crawler.
Yep, William Crawler, as David said, 5-0 now, 4 back-to-back knockout wins, 55 seconds of round number 2. The furthest he has gone in his last 4 fights, Tony, and Eddie signed him now, and that shows you all you need to know about the impression this young man has made when he's been given this opportunity.
It does. He's been fantastic so far out, and Anthony's doing a fantastic job with him. It's difficult with family, you know, trainers and managers and stuff like that, but Will's been around the game a long, long time. He's watched his brothers rise, and he's been through it all, so he's got an awful lot of experience behind him, even if it's not from himself.
Crawler v. Grasso, 6 rounds, super welterweights, matchroom boxing, live on DAZN from Manchester, England.
Crawler versus Grasso will lead us nicely into our before the bell main event, I guess you can call it, which is the return of Steve Clark, the hugely popular Steve Clark, by the way. What a start he has had to his professional journey. Here is David Diamante to bring him to the stage.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds in the middle. Making his way to the stage, his professional record, 2 victories, 1 defeat with 1 win coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Krakow, Poland. Please welcome Mariusz Pawlowski. Pawlowski. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. Perfect professional record, 4-0, 1 knockout. Fighting out of Liverpool, please welcome Steve-O Clark. Clark. Now to the scale, Mariusz Pawlowski. 159.12 for Pawlowski. 159.12. Now to the scale, the undefeated Steve Clark. 161.6 for Steve-O. 161.6 for Steve Clark.
As I said, Tony, certainly popular Steve Clark. Over 350 tickets sold out of his own pocket for this one, and trained by that man on the stage there, Stephen Swifty Smith. And what do you make so far of what Steve's been able to show under the bright lights?
Stephen's been super exciting. He's got a fantastic team behind him, so much experience, and listen, he's one of the biggest ticket sellers in the country. He does that all off his own back, and he's a testament. He's a Rotunda ABC boy as well, former national champion, a top quality boy with a bright future, so you can't wait.
Clark versus Pawlowski, 6 rounds middleweights, matchroom boxing, live on DAZN from Manchester, England.
That will be the final fight on Before the Bell, which will lead us in to the live DAZN broadcast, the usual time of 7 p.m, and that will involve the return of Junaid Bostan after 6 months away. He's in with Marco Somariva. Here is David.
Our next contest, 8 rounds in the super welterweight division, now making his way to the stage with a professional record of 9 wins, 4 defeats, 1 draw, and 8 of his 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Cordoba, Argentina, Michael El Pirata Somariva. Somariva. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, professional record perfect. 9 fights, 9 victories, with 7 of his 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Rotherham. Here is the reigning and undefeated Commonwealth Silver Super Welterweight champion, the Starboy, Junaid Bostan. Bostan. Now to the scale, El Pirata, Michael Somoriva. 155.7 from Michael Somoriva. Now to the scale, the undefeated Junaid Bostan. 158, bang on for the Starboy. 158 for Junaid Bostan.
As I said, Junaid maybe not been quite as active as he would have liked to have been this year, but certainly at 9-0 now. Ticks a lot of boxes, been very impressive, and looks to really test himself in 2020-25 in the 154-pound division mix. For you, Tony, we call him Starboy, and you're a big fan.
I am. Junaid Boston's a super talent. Someone I see going very far, and the most exciting thing about him is he's willing to face anyone. I mean, him and Ishmael Davis is mouth-watering. Obviously, he knows he's got to come through tomorrow night first and foremost, and he's super focused on that job. But ultimately, I just think this kid's got star potential. Can do everything, goes forward well, goes backwards well, good defence. Another product of the gym in Sheffield there. Dan Smith's boy.
And that English title currently vacant as well at 154 pounds. No doubt Junaid Bostan will have his eyes firmly on that next year. Firstly, though, has business to take care of tomorrow night in his ring return. And talking of ring returns, it's also going to be great tomorrow to see the return of Olympic silver medalist Pat McCormack. Here is David Diamante to bring him back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to weigh in the first of our 3 title fights of the night as we go 10 rounds for the vacant WBA Intercontinental Welterweight Championship. Now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 16 victories against 3 defeats. He has 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Peleando desde la Calera Cruz del Eje, Córdoba, Argentina. Here is the reigning IBF Latino Super Welterweight Champion, William Andres Herrera. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. Perfect professional record, 5-0, with 4 of his 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the Commonwealth Games gold medalist, the European Games gold medalist, the 2-time Olympian and silver medalist. He fights out of Washington in the northeast of England, Pat McCormack. Now to the scale, William Andres Herrera. 145.8 for Herrera. 145.8. Now to the scale, the undefeated Pat McCormack. 146.11 for Pat McCormack.
Great to see Pat McCormack back, Tony. As we said yesterday, I think his last fight was over 15 months ago. It's crazy, really, but a huge talent. What does this fight represent for him in his career right now, do you think?
It represents a sign of, where he's looking to go and how quickly he wants to get there. This guy gave Paddy Donovan a cracking fight, and I just think for Pat, I personally think, listen, this is probably the best prospect in 5 to 10 fights in the whole world. That's what Pat McCormack is, in my opinion. He's someone I'm super excited about, and he needs to get the job done here, and then I'd love to see him out before the end of the year again.
McCormack v. Herrera, 10 rounds for the vacant WBA Intercontinental Welterweight Championship. Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Manchester, England.
We spoke about it yesterday as well, Tony. Given that he's been out the ring for a little while, do you think it'll be rounds that Ben Davison's looking for, or will Pat want to make a statement here and do it quicker than Paddy Donovan did?
Possibly. It's something that fighters like to do. It's a little bit of bragging rights, and you get the job done quicker than someone who's got a career as long as Paddy has. Then yes, it's a plus. But the main thing is you want to go out there and look good, Jay. That's the most important thing, and not sustain any injuries. He doesn't need any more layoffs. He doesn't need any more setbacks. He needs to go in there, do a job, and look good doing it.
There is also a rematch happening this weekend. Lots of words shared. Repeat or revenge. Here's David to tell you more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, another exciting 10-stone tilt. It's a rematch. Now making his way to the stage, professional record, 14 victories, 1 defeat with 5 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Hattersley, Manchester, England, Campbell Hurricane Hatton. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 14 victories, 2 defeats, 2 draws, with 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former Central Area Super Lightweight Champion, fighting out of Doncaster, the young lion, Jimmy Joe Flint. Now to the scale, Campbell Hurricane Hatton. $139.13 for Campbell Hatton. Now to the scale, Jimmy Joe Flint. $139.4 for the young lion, Jimmy Joe Flint.
Well, here we go, Tony. The rematch, 31 weeks on. Campbell Hatton straight back into the fire. Man United versus Man City as well, it seems here. Can we expect this face-off to be much of the same, do you think, from yesterday?
It's going to be a bit back and forth, but listen, Campbell got to keep a cool head in these situations now, and he's worked hard, and him and his team, Lee O'Reilly, they've done the job, so the talking stops tomorrow. He looks super cool, super calm. It's all about just now staying focused and staying switched on.
Well, let's listen in.
It's the rematch, Flint versus Hatton, 10-round super lightweights, Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Manchester, England.
Flint Hatton 2, the rematch, live tomorrow night on DAZN. Tony, I spoke to you yesterday, you know what it takes.
Yeah.
Rematches are important in boxing, and they happen more often than we would like to probably see them at times. But is it mental strength as much as anything sometimes?
I've had 4, and of all 4, I've won them all. So, yeah, it is. It's about, you go away from the previous fight and you do your studying and you learn from your mistakes, and that's a big thing. Campbell's now got a new team in place, and I think he'll have a different kind of focus in going into this fight. So hopefully it shows and it pays off tomorrow night.
Time now to welcome the chief support to the stage. Here is David once again.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to weigh in the chief support of the evening as we go 12 rounds for the British and Commonwealth Super Featherweight Championship. Now please welcome to the stage the challenger. Professional record, 21 victories, only 1 defeat, with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Manchester, here is the former Central Area and English Super Featherweight Champion, Michael Gomez Jr. And now making his way to the stage, please welcome the defending titleist. Professional record, 19 victories, 5 defeats, with 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the 2-weight and reigning and defending British and Commonwealth Super Featherweight Champion, fighting out of South Oxy, Watford. Please welcome Reese Bomber Bellotti. Out of the scale, the challenger, Michael Gomez Jr. 129.15 from Michael Gomez Jr. And out of the scale, the defending champion, Reese Bomber Bellotti.
129.12.
129.12 for Reese Bomber Bellotti.
It's massive.
British and Commonwealth Super Featherweight titles on the line. Second defence for champion Reese Bellotti. What a run he's been on. Challenger Michael Gomez Jr. believes this is his destiny, to follow in his father's footsteps and win the same belt his father won 25 years ago. Someone's getting flat packed was the prediction yesterday, Tony. How do you see it?
It's a really good fight. I'm amazed at how big Gomez is. Once he took his clothes off, Gomez is a big lump. And listen, Reese knows, been around this game a long time now. He's got them belts over his shoulders for a reason. This is a really, really good fight, guys. This could steal the show tomorrow night. It really could. It's a brilliant fight. It's a great matchup. And both really, really fancy it, as you can see.
Support 12 rounds for the British and Commonwealth Super Featherweight Championship. Matchroom Boxing live on DAZN from Manchester, England.
Eddie.
Yeah, what a run Reese Bellotti has been on. Unbeaten since April of 2022 rather, in 5 fights. Dean Dodge, Yusuf Kamari, Akib Fiaz, Liam Dillon in January, in a Fight of the Year contender, by the way. And Levi Giles in July, last time out.
I always do, lad, don't worry, I tell the truth.
I believe we're just about ready to bring the main event up to the stage. So for the final time this evening, here is David Diamante.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to welcome everyone here to the National Football Museum in Manchester, England, for the official weigh-in for a big night of world-class professional boxing taking place at the Co-op Live on Saturday night. And it's now time to weigh in the main event of the evening, as Mr. Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing, in association with Rougarou Promotions, are proud to present 12 rounds for the WBO International Super Lightweight Championship. Now, making his way to the stage, please welcome, with a professional record of 29 victories, 2 defeats, 24 of his 29 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of New Orleans, Louisiana, USA. Here is the former 2-time super lightweight champion of the world, Regis Prograis. And now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 29 victories, 1 defeat, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Chorley, England, here is the former world title challenger, Jack El Gato Catterall. Out of the scale, Regis Rougarou Prograis. 139.7 for Regis Prograis. 139.7. Now to the scale, Jack El Gato Catterall. The super lightweight limit bang on, 140 for Jack El Gato Catterall. 140.
the face, please. One more hurdle. El Gato Jack Catterall desperate for another world title shot. Regis Prograis wants to become a three-time king. 36 minutes. Stand on business. Your main event tomorrow, live on DAZN.
Jack Catterall versus Regis Prograis. Main event, 12 rounds for the WBO International Super Lightweight Championship. Matchroom Boxing in association with Rougarou Promotions, live on DAZN from Manchester, England.
I do believe Mike Costello is going to grab a final word with the fighters on the stage. He's behind us now with Regis Prograis.
Where does this rank?
It's pretty high. It's definitely pretty high. I'm ready. I'm out here. I'm excited. I'm ready. I see the fans. I'm super excited. I've been really calm and confident the whole week, and now we done weighed in. We did everything, and I'm ready to go tomorrow.
You've spoken about the ambition of being three-time world champion.
Yep.
Everything hinges on this.
Yeah, everything hinges on it, and that's the man I gotta beat. So I'm like I said, man, I'm ready. That's why I took the challenge. I want to get back to the top pretty fast, and that's the man I gotta get through, and that's what I plan on doing tomorrow.
And you said at the press conference that you'd had a really warm welcome second time round in the UK.
Yep.
After what you've heard here tonight, what sort of reception are you expecting tomorrow night?
I mean, he got a few people back there, but at the same time, listen, it's cool. I'm not worried about that. That's pressure on him, not on me. I'm cool.
Go well tomorrow night. All the best.
Just thank you.
Let's grab a word now with Jack. Jack, you just stepped off the scales there for the third time in 12 months as the headline act. How important has this momentum been to your career?
Yeah, the role that I've had the last couple of fights has led me to this moment. Every fight's a big fight for me. Every fight puts me that one step closer to fighting for a world title.
And you've gone close once before. This momentum taking you even closer. Are you feeling added pressure now as you get closer and closer to that ultimate ambition?
Yeah, I apply that pressure myself. So highly motivated for this fight. Of course, I love the pressure. I'm ready for it.
I'll put it to him as to where this ranks in terms of the challenges he's faced. After 12 years as a pro, where does this rank for you?
Yeah, it's up there. We know that the winner moves on to a world title fight, so the pressure's on. Regis has had his time with the son, two-time world champion. It's my time now.
And top of the bill in this new Co-op Live arena, and a chance to leave a lasting memory.
Yeah, of course, it's an honour, it's a privilege. First fight, not often new arenas get built, so looking forward to christening it on Saturday.
Great stuff. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Mike, great to hear the final words from both sides of the main event. Let's hear the final word from the man who was in the middle, promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, I always ask you on weigh-in day, you get a better sense of the energy of the fighters, probably better than anyone. You're the man closest to it. What do you make of what you've just seen?
Just ready to fight. Two great pros. Two great pros. Two guys that have taken care of business in training camp. Two guys that are ready to perform tomorrow night. A fantastic new venue. And just a brilliant fight. Exactly the kind of fights that we need to see in boxing. Two genuine top 5 guys in the world battling it out for a shot at the world title.
What's at stake?
The shot at the world title. Liam Paro against Richardson Hitchens comes up. December 7, we represent both guys. We represent both of these guys. The winner fights the winner. It's the only way I see. Jack Catterall deserves his shot at the world title, but he's got to come through a tough test tomorrow night. Maybe the toughest of his career. It'll be a tremendous fight.
Elsewhere on the card, when you look at the style of Regis Prograis, you look at the run he's been on, Michael Gomez Jr., though, bang up for this. Can this be a dull fight when you look at the two styles on paper?
Not at all. I mean, Reese has refined his skills over the years. He just used to be all action. Now he does box a little bit as well, but Gomez will put the pressure on. The atmosphere will be red hot in there tomorrow night. And, I think they're going to enjoy it. Like Tony was saying to me on the stage, Gomez looks huge at 130 pounds. Reece Bellotti will make 130 easy. There'll be no coming down. There'll be no depleted fighter. He'll be strong in there tomorrow night. But Gomez will give it everything in front of a huge crowd. That'd be a great fight.
What were they saying today, Campbell and Jimmy Joe?
Just similar stuff. Be ready. Your career's over, etc., etc. Stay out of Burger King tonight, something like that at the end. And you know, I love the fight. I really do. I think Campbell deserves a lot of credit for taking the rematch straight away. But I liked what he said in the interviews, which is basically, I'm putting the pressure on myself. You know, I said it, but he's saying it as well. It's absolutely must win. There's no two ways about it. You can't sugarcoat it. If you want to stay on this platform at this level, you've got to be beating Jimmy Joe Flynn, who's a good fighter, but he's not a guy that's going to go on and win British and European levels.
Listen, he lost last time out, Jimmy Joe Flynn, so you know exactly where you're at with him. I just think we'll see a different Campbell Hatton tomorrow night. Jimmy Joe Flynn looks the one who was more wound up on that stage, and he's got the less to lose.
I think he's trying to. He's
trying to bait him.
I mean, I saw Ricky Hatton just say to Campbell before the head-to-head, "Oi," do you know what I mean? As if to say, stay calm, because you need a calm performance within the madness tomorrow night.
Fights aren't won here. Fights are won tomorrow night. You can get under someone's skin here, make them uncomfortable for half an hour, maybe even an hour if you're really good.
Yeah, he loves it, doesn't he?
But ultimately, tomorrow night.
He's after Darren Barkley.
Ever since that jungle, he's not been the same.
We've experienced a bit, haven't we?
And talking about, you know, momentum, that's a massive word in boxing. Pat McCormack, 15 months out. Despite the layoff, what's your plan for him next year?
Do you know what? I feel like it's almost like we've got a new signing in Pat McCormack. You know, I mean, we signed him originally. It was a massive signing. Everybody in boxing knows how good he is. But the inactivity, he's been a killer, you know, the injuries. And now he comes back. The pressure really is, I really need him to look good. Herrera's a good opponent, but it's very difficult to look razor sharp after being out for a year. You can talk about great sparring and stuff like that. It's just not the same. But Pat's the kind of talent that I don't think the layoff will really affect the performance. If we can get...
I think this is really good matchmaking. I want to give you credit for once. I usually tear the back out and give you stick, but it's really good matchmaking because Herrera will come to fight.
Yeah.
Shout out Tom Dallas, by the way.
Yeah. So as I was saying, I think Pat McCormack is world class. Let's get some momentum going and it all starts tomorrow night.
When will he be out again if he wins?
All right, mate. What are you, his manager?
On your toes. Put on your toes.
ASAP.
A date?
You two need to bring your own show back. Do you remember Talk the Talk back in the day? You need that.
It should have been Bell, you hear, but it was Herm Bell. You know that. He's a bit of a diva.
A-side.
Well, you know.
Not anymore, though. Massive now.
I don't know. We'll see.
And a final one on Junaid Bostan as well. He's on the hunt for domestic titles next year.
You know what? I just want to make Junaid Bostan against Ishmael Davis.
Brilliant fight.
I mean, like, we were going to make that fight before Ish got his opportunity against Josh Kelly, you know, on 5 days' notice. He did fantastically well. Next year, they are the kind of fights that I want to see in that co-main event slot, you know, or third fight down. Ishmael Davis against Junaid Bostan, British title eliminator, Commonwealth title, whatever it is.
What would you
Great
make
fight.
Ishmael and Junaid? Would that be a British title fight?
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got Sam Gillies, the champion. I think Ishi's going to try and get into a mandatory position. That could be a final eliminator for that. Deserves to be for a British title,
I think
in my opinion. But I hate that. Oh, you know, I mean, when someone says, oh, that's a fight that could be for a world title, that basically means we don't fancy it. That's Adam Azim, Dalton Smith territory.
Well, the English title's vacant.
Yeah, but, you know, to be fair, the English title for that fight is...
I think they're above, I don't want to say they're above it because no fight is above any title, but I just think with where they are in their careers, with them fighting at the calibre of the Josh Kelly fight recently, I just think a British title, the Lonsdale, but it is the one. It should.
The hardest thing about that fight for Junaid is just trying to look good against a rugged game opponent over 8 rounds. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you can go and force it a little bit. It's a tick-over fight, that's what it is. And sometimes, how up for it are you? He's got to go in there and look sensational tomorrow night.
Just finally, a message to everyone who came out tonight, the ceremonial weigh-in. We enjoyed it, and a message to all those attending.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a new thing that we're doing at 6 p.m. It allows the fighters to weigh in a couple of hours earlier, which I think is important for their safety.
They all looked great, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
They look super healthy, super fit. I know it's been a few hours, but I can't stress how important it is for fighters to come and look like
as
that.
I was saying, you know, thanks for coming out tonight, and I hope you've enjoyed the Tony Bellew show. He'll be working again tomorrow night, hogging the limelight.
Just about. I mean, I'm just about to
hanging on for his teeth.
Hanging on to me job for dear life. I am. Yeah, Eddie's just about keeping me on.
We do that sort of jungle reunion at the end of the year, so we don't know if we're going to lose him.
If they're paying, I'm playing. It's as simple as that.
But anyway, thank you for coming out.
Get ready for a great
night. I learned from you.
You're getting your money's worth on DAZN, not just with the fights, but with Tony Bellew and Eddie Hearn as well. Here's a little reminder of 3 more massive fights coming your way, and an already packed DAZN schedule, of course, November 9th. The 2 kings, Jaron Boots Ennis, Jesse Bam Rodriguez, defend their respective world titles. Then we're off to Riyadh Saturday, November 16th, a scintillating clash in the cruiserweight division. That was a bit of a tongue twister. I stitched myself up there. Zerdo Ramirez against Chris Billum-Smith, and of course, Ring of Fire reignited Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk 2, culminating December the 21st. And also, have a look at this, because the good news keeps on coming, doesn't it, for DAZN fans? Black Friday comes early with DAZN. Boxing fans can now save big in both the US and the United Kingdom. For the first time ever, DAZN to offer 50% discount in the US and up to 33% in the UK, providing unmatched access to weekly boxing events and much more, with a commitment to featuring one fight per week until the end of 2024. Head over to DAZN.com for more information on that one. Now, I've been told final word with these two, but this could be another 5 minutes. Tony, the dream scenario tomorrow at Everton in the 5:30 against Fulham. You win that and then enjoy a big night of boxing.
Yeah, if Carlsberg did weekends, mate, but quite usually they don't. So I'll take anything. A goal in off someone's arse, late goal. Ultimately,
that Everton Fulham.
Oh, don't start. Tomorrow is all about Jack Catterall. Jack Catterall, in my opinion, is the uncrowned king. Jack Catterall should be a 4-belt champion. He's not. He's got the most resilient, strongest attitude of any boxer in the world right now. So I want to see Jack Catterall shine tomorrow night. It's his chance, it's his time, and it's a really good fight. Guys, you as fans here, he's going to need you tomorrow night, because this is a really hard fight. This is not a gimme. It's not an easy fight. He's going to need all you guys screaming for him. He's a brilliant fighter. He needs a brilliant amount of support behind him. So well done for showing up. But tomorrow night, scream your hearts out.
Promoter?
I mean, honestly.
Can do it all.
Can do it all.
You know, some say that. She doesn't think so, but everyone else does.
Rally up fighters. He's got it all.
I'm saving fellas nuts.
You know, unbelievable.
I'm trying my best, lad. I'm nearly catching up to you.
No, don't get silly. But what we will say is that tomorrow night we open up a fantastic venue in the Co-op Live. You're going to love it in there. At the moment, with big fight nights going internationally as well, which is great for boxing. Tomorrow we bring a big championship fight night to the UK in a great fight city. Great fight for Jack Catterall. Campbell Hatton must win. Bellotti Gomez is a cracker. Some of the best talent as well from Manchester, the UK and the world. Enjoy it all, as always, live on DAZN.
As Eddie said, join us tomorrow live on DAZN. A final reminder of what's at stake. Stand on business tomorrow. Jack Catterall versus Regis Prograis.
I promise you the winner of this fight will get a shot at the World Championship.
Bar the world titles, this is the biggest fight in the division.
It's a big risk, but it's a big reward at the end of the day. So that's what they gave me. Cool, I'll take it.
Regis' style suits me. I think I can pick holes in him.
I'm the name of this fight, not him. This is my fight. We'll see how perfect my style is for him.
This turns into a dogfight. I'm there for it.
Oh, you want a dogfight? I'll show him a dogfight.
No matter what, I'm ready to dig deep, go to the trenches.
Devastate. That's what this fight gonna be. Devastate.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.
Hello, darlings. Aunt Helga. Futuristic scooters, old school website. Relax, web upgrades, I own them. Better design, e-commerce and smart AI. Now you're fit for the future. I scoot off now. Your digital partner, Ionos.
You found it then?
Of course I did. Good boy.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.